What is up, Cowboy Nation? Dallas fan 1997 here, guys. And today our Dallas Cowboys take on the Chicago Bears, excuse me, at 2:25 Mountain Standard Time. If you live out in the Mountain West, I have a beautiful view of Mount Olympus behind me. Mount Olympus, that is in Utah. Just a beautiful morning. Cowboys were coming off a big win against the New York Giants. A lot of people don't want to give us any credit. They want to say the Cowboys are trash and all this sort of stuff. Even though I said that was actually a good win against a very talented New York Giants football team. A team that's a lot better than what people think. A team that I feel like can win a lot of games this year. But it is what it is. Today we play the Chicago Bears. The Bears are also kind of like the Giants. They're one of those teams I feel like. And there's some people that are watching my channel that are Bears fans. And I'm telling you, the Bears are no joke either. Like I said last week, I thought the game last week against the Giants was going to be close. Now, I didn't think it was going to be a shootout. Kind of reminds me of the game back in 2008 against the Eagles. It was actually the second game of the season as well. And it was on Monday Night Football where we beat them. I think it was like 41-38 or something like that, if I remember. That's the game that Deshaun Jackson threw the ball out of the end zone, and Felix Jones took like a 98-yard kickoff return for a touchdown. Kind of reminded me of that game a little bit. But the Bears are one of those teams that are also like the Giants. They got a lot of talent, especially offensively. They got Swift at running back. They got Cole Kmet. They got Rome, Otis, I cannot pronounce his last name, and DJ Moore and Caleb Williams. As a Utah Utes fan, I remember playing him a lot. We did beat him. The Utes, we beat him a lot. But he's a very talented quarterback. He's got good mobility, man, and he's got some talent. So this is going to be a tough game as well. We're not going to have Deron Bland out there once again. I've seen conflicting reports. I've seen some reports that say that Diggs is going to play. I've seen another report saying that he may not play. Diggs is not 100% to begin with. Even last week I said he looks beat up and hurt. You can tell by the way the guy is running. His knee is just, his knee's not 100%. And you can tell just by the way he was running last week. So Cowboys are going to be playing with a lot of practice squad, bottom of the roster type of candidates at corner, and that's a fact, man. Now, what are the keys to the game? Well, the Bears are pretty beat up and hurt on defense. Jalen Johnson, who came out of my alma mater, the University of Utah, who, oh my goodness, that game, it was a close game going into the middle of the third quarter, and then the defense just got tired because the offense was garbage, but that's besides the point. He's going to be out. The Bears are going to be missing quite a few players on the defensive side of the ball. So the key is to get up on the Bears early. I think running the football and taking time of possession will be the first key to the game. Running that football with Javonte Williams is going to be key. The guy has been absolutely outstanding this year, and has proven a lot of people wrong. People that said he was washed, that he's no good. Well, guess what? Javonte Williams has had a good year, and he's going to be key in today's game. I feel like running the football, taking time possession is going to be key against the Bears. That's the first key. Number two, got to clean up the penalties. Last week, I gave Shoddy so much credit for game one for only having 4 penalties. Last week was terrible. 12 penalties is bad. I know the Giants had a lot too, but man, oh man, we had almost as many as they did. You can't get like costly penalties that are going to, cause you to have longer drives or cause you to, have to go like 1st and 20 or 2nd and 20, stuff like that. Got to clean up the penalties today. 3, we got to protect the football. Now, for the most part, other than Dak Prescott throwing that one interception, which may have not counted actually. The replay showed that it was could have been incomplete. We did a pretty decent job last week other than that of protecting the football. I need Dak Prescott to do that again. Dak Prescott cannot go into this game throwing interceptions. He can't go into this game fumbling. And that's not just Dak. That goes for the rest of these guys. These guys got to protect the football. They got to be able to, just be smart. So, dominating time possession, running the football, cleaning up the penalties, and Not turning over the football are going to be key in this game. Another key in this game is also going to be, of course, I say it every week, is scoring in the red zone. Bears got a good offense. Cowboys can't afford to get field goals. They've been doing a good job of scoring in the red zone for the most part. Got to keep it up. Got to keep it up. The Cowboys got to be able to score in the red zone if we want to have a chance in this game. So yeah, that's going to be key, is being able to score in the red zone. Defensively, trying to slow down the Bears. Stopping the run will be key, of course. Trying to get pressure on Caleb Williams is going to be important. Jadeveon Clowney, who we signed last week, which I think is a great signing by the Cowboys, may or may not play. Stephen Jones says it's leaning towards he's not going to play. But regardless of whether he plays or not, he's not going to get a lot of snaps. I mean, he's only been on the team for a week, and he didn't really practice in the offseason. So it's going to take him probably about a month to get into football shape. So probably October is when you're going to see him really start to make an impact. But Cowboys got to get pressure on Caleb Williams. As a Utah Utes fan myself, when you get pressure on Caleb Williams, he makes mistakes. He'll get sacked. He'll throw interceptions. He'll fumble. If the Cowboys can get pressure on Caleb Williams and force him into bad decisions, we'll have a chance in this game. So getting pressure on Caleb Williams is going to be key. Slowing down that run with Kenny Clark, Osa, Solomon Thomas, who's had a good season so far. The defensive tackles, really, who have had a good season so far, knock on wood, is going to be key in this game. They're going to really have to step up because we are beat up and hurt in the secondary right now. You know, Diggs may not play, and even if he does, he's only at 75-80% health. And outside of Diggs, Kaiir Elam is one of the worst starters in the NFL, and then besides at corner. And besides him and Diggs, I mean, everybody else is basically practice squad, bottom of the roster type of corners. So the pass rush, Sam Williams, Jadeveon, if he plays, those guys, they're really going to have to step up today, man. You guys got to get after Caleb Williams. If you can get after Caleb Williams and force him into bad decisions, I like my Cowboys' chances. And then, of course, we'll need to get some turnovers, and we'll need to minimize the penalties. If we can minimize the penalties, get after Caleb Williams, stop that run game from the Bears, and, just play disciplined football, we got a chance. Matt Eberflus needs to play more man. I know why he's playing more zone. It's because we really don't have the personnel in the secondary to play man. But you got to give it at least a chance, Matt Eberflus. You got to give it at least a chance. I get where you're coming from, Coach, but you got to give it a chance. I know if that's asking a lot. You don't have to do it 100% of the time, but give it a couple chances, You never know what may happen, but offensively, if we run the football well, use Kavontae Turpin, use who's going to play today, from what it sounds like. Javonte Williams and those guys dominate time of possession, protect the football, score in the red zone, minimize penalties. And then defensively, stop the run, get after Caleb, get some turnovers, minimize the penalties. Cowboys got a chance in today's game, but it is going to be tough. Bears are no joke. Just like last week, I thought the Giants game was going to be close. I feel like this game could be very close today, a lot closer than what people think. Bears are coming in here desperate. They got absolutely destroyed last week by the Lions, so they're going to be hungry for a victory. And they lost in a very close game week 1 against the Minnesota Vikings. So Cowboys have got to stay competitive. They've got to put their best foot forward if we want to have a shot today. But I'm excited. I will come to you guys after game with my thoughts and opinions. I'll catch y'all later. Peace.